Tonight on UCentral News, Hurricane Milton continues to strike the East Coast. See how it's impacting Florida and what to expect next. Ethel Kennedy, social activist and widow of Robert F. Kennedy, died at 96 years old. Riley Townsend will have the latest. In sports, the Broncos have a big game coming up. Ian Nickel will have all the details. Finally, Halloween is around the corner. See how this kid prepares. All this and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Shanice Hopkins.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
2 individuals accused of being involved in a terrorist attack plot on Election Day in Oklahoma City were arrested on Tuesday after they purchased assault rifles and 500 rounds of ammunition. The FBI said that Nazir Tahiti and his 17-year-old brother-in-law, a sophomore high school student, planned an attack on Election Day on November 5th. Governor Kevin Stitt said, quote, undercover agents sold them some weapons and were able to piece everything together and finally take them out. Stitt also believed the attack was meant for Oklahoma City. Governor Stitt also said that Tahiti and his brother-in-law had been under surveillance since August. He said the FBI is also monitoring other people as well. After the arrest, FBI agents searched Tahiti's apartment in Oklahoma City. Governor Stitt recommends Oklahomans to download the Protect OK app to send in tips and photos to the Oklahoma Counterterrorism Intelligence Center.
Hurricane Milton slammed over Florida overnight with winds reaching 180 miles per hour, making it the strongest hurricane ever so late in the season in the Gulf of Mexico. It roared ashore near Siesta Key, Florida as a dangerous Category 3 storm and weakened to a Category 1 as it cut through the state, according to the National Hurricane Center. But it wasn't just hurricane-force winds and storm surge wreaking havoc and causing at least 9 deaths statewide. Ivan Rodriguez is in St. Lucie County, Florida, just one area where Milton's winds whipped up several lethal tornadoes.
This is the first time we've seen it this bad.
While all eyes were on Hurricane Milton's monstrous anticipated storm surge,
You can feel that tornado coming through.
a wave of fast-spawning tornadoes added to the storm's destructive impact in several cities.
We always prepare for the hurricanes. There's no way we could have predicted this type of tornadic activity.
At one point in St. Lucie County, 3 twisters hit the ground in less than 25 minutes, according to an analysis of National Weather Service data. Those tornadoes are blamed for several fatalities, a number that could rise as search crews continue to assess and clear damaged structures. Daylight hours Thursday are bringing the full scope of Milton's damage into focus. Some areas outside of the evacuation zones were not immune to the storm's fury.
We had people that evacuated here to make sure they were safe. These are people that live day to day, and they have nothing.
Some roads are still dangerous due to flooding, debris, and potential downlines. Do not risk it.
Milton's storm surge, though less than expected, still landed a powerful punch, with some areas seeing a surge of more than 5 feet over normal high tides. St. Petersburg experienced a 1 in 1,000 year rainfall, and Naples hitting their second highest watermark on record. Water rescue teams were busy overnight and throughout the day. As Milton moves out to sea off Florida's east coast, it leaves a storm-exhausted but optimistic state behind.
There's a lot of cleanup ahead of us, but we've done this before and we're going to do it again.
In St. Lucie County, Florida, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
The final remnants of Milton's rainfall moved off Florida's east coast this afternoon. Still, breezy conditions will persist over much of the Florida peninsula, especially for eastern coastal areas throughout the day.
Now, back here in Edmond, we have been experiencing some humid weather. Carly, how's it looking outside right now?
Thank you, Shanice. We are going to take a look at today's current conditions. We are sitting at about partly cloudy right now. It is at 87 degrees. Winds are coming in from the southeast at about 12 miles per hour with 19-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That wind was a little crazy this morning. I don't know if anybody else felt it, but I definitely did. As far as humidity goes, we are kind of lower than we were last week, so we are sitting at 32%, and our UV is pretty low just due to it being pretty cloudy today. Now, taking a look at our radar today, as you can see, not much going on right now. This does kind of look like it's going to be something. Sadly, it's not. It's only just a little bit of cloud coverage. We do have a small chance of this to turn into some scattered showers, but nothing too crazy. But looking ahead, we do have a cold front coming in on Sunday, and this is going to drop our temperatures down to fill that October weather into next week with highs in the 70s. Like I said earlier, we are going to have a chance of scattered rain chances this evening and on Friday tomorrow. This is all I have for you right now. I will throw it back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. Renowned Indigenous leaders gathered over the weekend in Oklahoma City, including Native Oklahoma Dr. Henrietta Mann, celebrating the 2024 induction ceremony for the National Native American Hall of Fame. UCentral's own Jules Black has more on the story.
The National Native American Hall of Fame inducted 6 new individuals at the First Americans Museum in Oklahoma City. Mary Thompson Fisher, better known as Teata of the Chickasaw Nation, was posthumously awarded for her contribution to the Native American arts. Stanley Crooks of the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux was also awarded posthumously. Franklin Duchesneau of the Cheyenne River Sioux was recognized for his contribution in tribal law.
I'm privileged to really join these other people being recognized here.
Veronica Lee Homer of the Colorado River Indian Tribes was awarded posthumously for her lifetime of advocacy. Chugach tribal member Julie Kitka, who served as the president of the Alaska Federation of Natives, was also recognized for her advocacy work in the Alaska Native community.
And we very much believe in being politically active and encouraging our congressional delegation and our governor and everybody on that to pull their weight and help out people across the country. So
finally, well-known Southern Cheyenne educator Henrietta Mann was awarded for her devotion and contribution to education and Native American studies.
I love all of you. Thank you for honoring me. I consider it the greatest recognition that I ever had. Thank you sincerely.
For UCentral News, I'm Jules Black.
The National Native American Hall of Fame honored numerous Native leaders over the years and now have over 50 inductees.
Interested in a career in education, the College of Education and Professional Studies program had a career fair this afternoon for students interested in a career within a school district. The College of Education and Professional Studies held a career fair in the Heritage Room this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Students spent the day speaking with prospective employers and gathering information about new opportunities.
I came here in order to look for a career in the health and safety field. Hopefully I can reach out to them or they will reach out to me as I graduate in May.
Hopeful Broncos met with representatives from several different companies. The event wrapped up around 3 p.m. and provided plenty of snacks. The College of Education. Well, I hear we're going to have great weather for the football game on Saturday.
Carly will have our full weather forecast when we come back right here on UCentral.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. We are going to look at our current conditions today. We are sitting at about 87 degrees, partly cloudy. Winds are coming in from the southeast at about 12 miles per hour with those 19-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Humidity is down a little bit just from last week, and we're sitting at a 32%, and our wind is actually making it feel just a little bit cooler than it actually is outside. But our UV is going to be at a 2 just due to those clouds covering our sun just a little bit. Taking a look at our allergy index, as you can see, our grass and tree pollen are very high. Ragweed and mold spores are down to the immediate to moderate level. This is just because our wind is coming through. It's blowing all those pollens around, and it's just making everybody feel it at this point. Looking at current conditions across the state, as you can see, we mostly have 80s all across the board. 88 up in the Panhandle. Our hotspot down today is probably going to be down here by Altus and Lawton, where they're at 93s right now. But in tonight, we are looking to see some clear weather, 62 degrees with winds coming in from the southeast at about 7 miles per hour. Humidity is going to spike up just a little bit to 50%, and we do have about a 5% chance of rain tonight. But looking at across the state, we are looking at mostly 60s right now. Metro area, we are looking at 65. Guyman is our lowest with 51 up in the Panhandle, and then Enid and Ponca City at 60 and 61. Going into tomorrow, we are still looking at those some 90s, some 80s right now. Panhandle's at 89, and then we have Clinton and Enid at 91. Metro area is just under that 90 mark at 89 degrees. Looking at our forecast for this football game this weekend, we have the Broncos facing off against the Northwest Missouri this weekend on Saturday at 1 o'clock. You can see at 12 it is going to be about 82 degrees, 87, and then all the way up into 4. That's whenever we are going to get those higher temperatures at 92 degrees. I will say that is all I have for you right now. I will throw it back to you, Shanice and Jeremy.
Thank you, Carly. Up next, this office star shares her story about her battle with cancer.
And find out who left Dancing with the Stars this week.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Good
afternoon, Broncos. I'm Riley Townsend here with your Central social media breakdown. Ethel Kennedy, wife of the late R.F. Kennedy, has died at the age of 96. Former Massachusetts Representative Joe Kennedy III announced his grandmother's death on X. He wrote in a post that along with a lifetime of social work and social justice for human rights, our mother leaves behind 9 children, 34 grandchildren, and 24 great-grandchildren. He said all members of her family loved her dearly. Kennedy supported her husband in all of his endeavors. In the decades after her husband's death, Kennedy worked as an environmental and human rights activist. She founded the nonprofit organization Robert T. Kennedy's Human Rights, and she left an impact on the political world and still does today. Tuesday, Jenna Fisher shared on Instagram the news of her breast cancer diagnosis. The Office star shared that since it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, she felt compelled to share her story. Fisher, age 50, was diagnosed last December with stage 1 triple-positive breast cancer. After surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, she is now cancer-free. She went for a routine mammogram, and that's how she was diagnosed. She encourages others to do the same. To go with her Instagram post, she added a picture of herself in a pixie cut, looking happy and healthy. She recalled that her cancer was aggressive, but responded well to treatment, and was happy to say she was feeling great. Dancing with the Stars is back on track after back-to-back episodes on Monday and Tuesday night. It ended in a double elimination. Monday night was Soul Train night, and Tuesday was Hair Metal night, with special guest judge Gene Simmons of Kiss. The stars danced to classic rock anthems in some over-the-top wigs. By the end of the night, The Bachelor, Joey Graziadei, had the highest combined score of the night, 70 out of 80. Fan favorites Eric Roberts and Reginald VelJohnson were eliminated. Ilona Maher had a tearful night as she was in the bottom 3. The athlete was extra hard on herself and vowed to come back better next week. Yesterday, it was announced that fans could start purchasing tickets to the new movie musical, Wicked. The movie stars Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo and comes out November 22nd. The video announced that tickets released featured Ariana Grande's character, Glinda, clapping and saying, "Everyone, I have an announcement." This is followed by various snippets from the upcoming film, including Glinda singing Popular. It was also announced that the official soundtrack could be pre-ordered and is set to come out with the release of the film. The popular musical Wicked follows the story of Glinda and Elphaba's unlikely friendship and the unlikely direction their lives go in after meeting the great Wizard of Oz. To celebrate the announcement, Universal also released a new piece of promotional art inspired by the original Broadway poster. It features Grande whispering in Erivo's ear, both dressed as their respective characters. That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Riley. Coming up, Broncos football has a big game coming this Saturday.
And volleyball looks to continue their historic start to the season. Ian Nickel will give you the details when we come back.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the Mass Comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. there's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Another big weekend of sports awaits us, and we'll start right here in Edmond, USA. The undefeated and 11th or 13th ranked, depending on which poll you look at, Central Oklahoma Broncos host their annual Hall of Fame game on Saturday, taking on head coach Adam Durrell's alma mater and the team he once head coached, the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. The Broncos look to remain undefeated Saturday at 1 p.m. The Broncos have 4-2 and have won 4 straight and lead the series all time versus UCO 9-2. However, UCO has some recent history on their side against the Bearcats, as the last 2 games played in Edmond ended with Broncos victories. From one undefeated team to another, the Broncos volleyball team is looking to extend their program's best start as they make another trip to Missouri. First to Merrifield Mo to battle the Northwest Missouri as well on Friday. The Lady Bearcats are 9-6 on the year and 3-2 in conference play. That game will start tomorrow at 6 p.m. Then it's a trip over to St. Joseph, Missouri to battle a very solid Missouri Western team, who is receiving votes in the latest AVCA poll. That game will take place on Saturday at 2 p.m. UCO soccer is in the middle of a 4-game homestand, and the last 2 games will occur this weekend. Starting tomorrow for a special Friday matinee game between the Broncos and the Fort Hays State Tigers. The Tigers entered the game with a 5-2-3 record and are recently coming off a draw to Emporia State. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. Then on Sunday, the Broncos will host the Nebraska Kearney Lopers, who are 4-2-4 and haven't won a game since September 20th and are 0-2-3 in their last 5. Game time is set for 1 p.m. at Tom Thompson Field. To the high school ranks, as all 4 Edmond schools will be in action facing district opponents under the lights. First, we'll start off with the undefeated Deer Creek Antlers. They face a Moore team who started at 4-0 before losing to the buzzsaw that is Bixby 49-7 last week. Speaking of Bixby, that's who the Edmond North Huskies play. The Huskies have dropped their last 3 after starting off the year 2-0. They lost their game last week to Deer Creek 55-24. The Bulldogs of Edmond Memorial will travel to Canadian County to take on the feisty Yukon Millers. Memorial is coming off a 35-7 victory over Edmond Santa Fe. Yukon is coming off a loss to Broken Arrow in the 9-1-8. Finally, those 2 teams I just mentioned, the winless Santa Fe Wolves, host the Broken Arrow team this Friday night. Broken Arrow sits at 2-3 with 2 non-district losses. All games will kick off tomorrow at 7 p.m. Elsewhere in the state, the Great Migration begins for Sooner fans as they'll take the trip down I-35 to Dallas this weekend. After a bye week for both teams, the Sooners and Longhorns meet in the Cotton Bowl for the first time as Southeastern Conference members. Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers is expected to start Saturday's game after missing the last 2. 5 of the Sooners' top receivers are not expected to play again. Jalil Farouk, Nick Anderson, Andrel Anthony, and Jaden Gibson are already out for this game. The 2024 Red River rivalry game will kick off Saturday at 2:30 on ABC. To the Diamond, 4 games were played yesterday, 2 Game 3s and 2 Game 4s, with 1 team advancing to the next round. We'll go chronologically, starting in Detroit Rock City, where the Tigers beat the Cleveland Guardians 3-0 for the second straight game. The Tigers take a 2-1 series lead and have a chance to close out the series tonight in the Motor City at the top of the hour. To Queens, the Mets are looking to finish off the Phillies in Game 4. We fast forward to the 6th inning. Philly up 1-0, and then Francisco Lindor hits a grand salami 398 feet and secured the lead for the Mets. And they never look back. The Metropolitans win it 4-1 and advance to their first NLCS since 2015. Then over to Kansas City, top of the 8th inning. Giancarlo Stanton up to bat, and Stanton hits a Jimmy Jack, sending this ball into the night sky over the left field fence for the lead, and that would be the game. The Bronx Bombers win 3-2, and the Royals are in a must-win situation tonight in Game 4. Should the Royals win tonight, the series will go back to the Big Apple on Saturday for the decisive Game 5. Finally, in the classy city of San Diego, wait for it, the Dodgers dominated the Padres to force a Game 5, and it started off with this Mookie Betts home run into left center field. And from start to finish, it was nothing but Dodgers as LA takes this one 8-0. Game 5 is the final game of this series, and first pitch is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Finally, Week 6 of the National Football League kicks off tonight, and viewers are hoping for this week's Thursday night game to be as thrilling as last week's. It's an NFC West showdown in the rainy city of Seattle, where the San Francisco 49ers will take on the Seattle Seahawks. Both teams are coming off bad home losses, with the Niners losing to the Arizona Cardinals and the Seahawks losing to the New York Giants. Kickoff is set for tonight at 7:15 on Prime Video. Now, Jeremy and Shanice, the Broncos football game is this Saturday, and it's going to be an exciting watch. I hope all of UCO is there at Chad Richardson Stadium. I know I'll be there. Will you guys be there?
Yeah, I plan on going to cheer on the Broncos. I'm excited.
I'm super proud of our Broncos, and the fact that they're undefeated is so crazy. I'm definitely going to be cheering them on. Thank you, Ian. The Halloween season is in full swing. Find out how one family is going big at home.
And Carly Torbett will have our last look at weather. Stay with us.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
How much difference can one vote make? Since 2023, more than 60 U.S. elections have been tied or won by just one vote. So this fall, your friend could be the tiebreaker. And that could make all the difference. People are more likely to vote when encouraged by a friend. So use your power to decide this election. Make sure you're good to vote and encourage your friends to make a voting plan at votevotevote.com.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Welcome back, Broncos. One boy is using his passion for spooky season to raise money for a good cause. Patrick Cornell has that story, and take a look at this.
Check out this massive kid-created Halloween display, a full-on holiday horror house filled with the favorites: smoking ghouls, scary clowns, and shrieking scarecrows. All this work done by 12-year-old Braden Willis of Smithfield, Rhode Island. Braden says he's been putting up Halloween horrors most of his life, and this year he's got 50 full-sized chilling creatures around his family home, where he gives daily tours to tout the eerie exhibit. This super cool creation isn't a trick, but rather a treat. Braden has autism and uses this array of spooky spectacles to raise money for autism awareness.
When you come in person, you can make a donation to this purple box right here, which has lights on it that aren't turned on. You'll see the sign down below, which tells you that that's the Autism Speaks donation.
How about some...
Now that is one setup for a Halloween attraction. Now while Halloween is around the corner, it's still not quite fall temperatures yet here. Carly, how's it looking?
Thank you, Shanice. We're going to take one final look at this 7-day forecast we got going on. As I said, it was a little cloudy today on Thursday and Friday, and we're still in that those low 90s, high 80s range. But as we get into the weekend, we are going to see that cold front come in on Sunday. So we will be sitting at 84. But as you can see, after that cold front comes in, we're not going to feel it come in. But after it is there, we will start experiencing that fall weather, and we will feel those 70s on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we are going to go back up a little bit to 81, but nothing too crazy. That is all I have for you today. Back to you, Shanice and Jeremy.
Now that is all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Shanice Hopkins.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Thank you for watching.